Hello, everyone. This is the man with no name here. And I know it's a little bit late into the channel to be making a video like this, but I don't really care. Whatever. This video is to explain basically what I'm supposed to be doing here on this channel and my story about what happened to me. So, my story is I was born December 29th, 2000, and I was born with 4 congenital heart defects. When they did the ultrasound on my mother, for me, before I was born, the ultrasound showed no defects whatsoever. None. And then all of a sudden, I was born with defects. When I came out, my umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck, and I was purple. After they got me all situated, they started noticing I was still blue. I wasn't breathing. A nurse, whom I have never known the name of, is probably the reason I'm still alive, or at least one of the reasons. She noticed and took me to one of the doctors. I don't know how long the time frame was between her taking me and the cardiologist that I was assigned showing up to my parents. I don't know that time frame, but it literally scared my parents to the floor. The doctor was Larry Nestor, and he said, "Hello, everybody. I'm your son's cardiologist. Your son has major heart problems." That threw them to the floor. They had no idea how to deal with it, obviously. New parents, very young, they didn't know anything about it. So, being born with these issues, I was born with, hang on, let me backtrack. After they said that, oh, we caught how your son has all these issues, they immediately put me in the NICU, so neonatal intensive care unit. So it's the ICU for babies. So they put me in there, and that's when they started taking care of me. They put me on a ventilator. I was 3 days old when I had my first cardiac catheterization. For those of you that do not know what that is, it's basically where they take a gigantic needle, relatively speaking for a child at that point, for a baby, and they go through one of the main arteries, either in the femoral arteries near your groin, or they go on the sides of your neck, either one. I think when I was a baby, for the first time I ever had a cardiac catheterization at 3 days old, they did it in my neck somewhere. I probably have the scars, but they're probably so faded I can't see them, and you can't see your own neck really. So they did that. Then at 4 days old, I had my first open heart surgery. I believe that was called the Glenn surgery, Glenn surgery. I don't know what it necessarily did, but I know that they had to basically reroute the plumbing inside of my heart. So what conditions was I born with? I was born with 4 congenital heart defects, which is very, 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 very rare. I don't even know how rare, but I've tried looking up the statistics. There's none of them for me. I will say for myself that I am the healthiest person I have ever seen that has these many conditions and is as good a shape as I am. And that's not a brag. That's genuinely the truth, because people that have any number of congenital heart defects are always stunted in growth in some way. I'm 5'10", 200 pounds. I shouldn't be this tall. I shouldn't be this fit. I should be dead. Actually, matter of fact, they said my life expectancy was 15. I'm now 24. So, praise God on that. So, what congenital heart defects was I born with? I was born with 4 congenital heart defects. Pulmonary atresia, which is basically where the pulmonary artery connecting from your lungs to your heart was non-existent. So they put one in, basically like a straw, the plastic tube, whatever. And then, your meat on the inside of you grows on top of that. Tricuspid atresia. There's something called a tricuspid valve in the 4 chambers of your heart. So your heart normally has 4 chambers, two ventricles and 2 atriums. So you have your right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. I was not born with a right atrium, so that's non-existent for me. My right ventricle was too small to function. That's known as hypoplastic right ventricle. It doesn't exist. It is too small to function. Literally doesn't do anything. And so tricuspid atresia is basically where the tricuspid valve in one of the chambers, I forget which one, it's either between the atrium and the ventricle or the ventricle themselves, I don't remember. I think it's between the atrium and the ventricle. The valve was too small to close. So what that means is a normal tricuspid valve kind of looks similar to this, where it opens up every time your heart beats, right? Mine was too small to function, so it was like that. So it couldn't close properly. So they had to fix that. Intact ventricular septum basically means, which is my 3rd condition, basically means that the walls between the ventricles, there was a hole between them. That's not good. It's not supposed to happen. Hypoplastic right ventricle is my 4th condition. It means that the right ventricle of my heart is too small to function. So effectively, I have half a heart. The left side of my heart is the only thing that functions. What does that mean for my quality of life? Well, at first, it was very difficult. I've broken both arms twice. My cardio sucked as a kid. I had to get notes for school, so that way I couldn't, run very much or whatever. Matter of fact, I had to have a special bus to take me from school to home. Nobody bothered with that. They all knew. Everybody that I grew up with knew, at least the mature ones. They understood, hey, he's got health issues. There's nothing we can do about it. Now, I remember when I was 17-ish, is when they started talking about liver issues. So they started looking at liver problems for me. It was a few years ago that I actually got a hepatologist, a liver doctor, for me. So now I have, effectively, at first it was fibrosis, but now I have stage 4 liver cirrhosis. I cannot drink anymore. I used to drink, but I cannot drink anymore whatsoever, which kind of sucks because I do like alcohol, but whatever. I don't need it. So what does that look like for me now? What that looks like for me is I have to stay in superb shape for basically the rest of my life. What does my quality of life look like? I look like a normal person from the outside in. Just if you were to look at me on the street, you wouldn't be able to tell. I'm taller than average. The American average male is 5'8". I'm 5'10". So I shouldn't be this tall. For those of you that actually do have congenital heart defects and you are 17 and under, if you're on the West Coast, there's a camp called Camp del Corazon. You can sign up, ask your cardiologist about it. It's completely free. All you got to do is get your cardiologist to sign off on the paperwork, and you can go to Catalina Island. It's not one of those weird, disgusting, PDF file, whatever. I can't say the stupid name on YouTube, but whatever. Creepo Islands. It's not one of those. It's an actual real island where it's on Catalina Island. They take you on a boat. If you get motion sickness, they give you Dramamine. And you go there and you meet people who have congenital heart defects. And you're going to meet people who are either worse than you or better than you in terms of physicality alone, not in terms of character or anything like that, whatever, if you're concerned about that. So you should go. You should go. You get to go swimming, camping. You stay in a bunk with a bunch of people. You get to meet a whole bunch of people who have either worse or not as severe conditions as you. You're going to meet people of all different shapes and sizes, people who are fatter than you, people who are skinnier than you. It's just, they're very blunt, so they don't play those games. If you're fat, you're fat. If you're skinny, you're skinny. It is what it is. But everybody there is trained nurses and doctors. It's called Camp or Campo del Corazon. So I'm going to put the link in the description. If you do have congenital heart defects, please go. It will be life-changing because I remember being younger and feeling like, oh, I'm all alone. Nobody understands what I'm going through. You will go and you will meet people who probably could be your best friends for the rest of your life, who have the same issues as you. So now that I've explained a little bit about myself, what am I going to be looking forward to in the future? What I'm looking forward to in the future is my liver right now, my heart is stable. So they've stabilized it completely. I do have to go to my cardiologist in May, but that's just for checkups. They do EKG, echocardiogram, all that other good stuff that's normal for me. But my liver is the thing they're most concerned about. Why are they most concerned about it? My heart is causing my liver decay, for lack of a better word, or disintegration. I have no swelling, no anything like that. I don't have any fluid development on my stomach or anything like that. The normal signs of symptoms of complete liver shutdown. So I don't have anything like that. So which I'm lucky. So thank God I don't have to deal with that. But I do have to look after my health. And so I have to be in great shape. I have to take care of myself, which is why I'm always working out. I work out 4 to 5 days a week. I make sure I eat really, really healthy. I don't really eat a lot of sugar and not a lot of salt. Salt is good for you, but for when you have liver problems, you got to be a little bit more careful about it. What I'm looking forward to in the future, however, I just went to the liver doctor yesterday. And what I'm looking forward to in the future is a more than likely going to happen double transplant of my heart and my liver. For those of you that do have liver issues, you will probably recognize what a MELD score is. I don't know what the acronym means, but whatever. Basically, for a normal person, it should be anywhere in the range of 0 to 6. That's a normal, healthy person. It should literally be just 0. That means your liver is completely fine. Mine is a 13. What does that mean? The scale, from what I remember my liver doctor actually telling me, is anywhere from 0 to 40. If you're at the 40 stage, that means completely liver shut down. You're on dialysis and all this other crazy stuff. They're putting you in emergency surgery. For me, it's a 13. So that means no more alcohol, no more nothing. I got to be completely healthy, all this other crazy stuff. But it does mean that they are monitoring very, very closely. So every 6 months, I'm constantly getting monitored. Ultrasounds, MRIs, blood draws, blood tests, everything out the wazoo. So they're always constantly making sure everything is okay. They keep telling me I need to be in shape, I need to take care of myself, and I do that perfectly. Even if I didn't have all these issues, I probably would still want to be in shape because I like the way it feels. I like being stronger. I remember what it was when I was younger, and the heart condition basically took over my life and made me feel depressed and anxious and all this other stuff. And I was small and weak. When I graduated high school, I was 130 something pounds at 5'8". I was 18 years old. I was disgusting. Now I'm over 200, and I feel really good about myself. I can bench 255. I'm strong as hell now. So I am now looking forward to a double transplant. Am I going to sit here and be a victim? Hell no. I ain't going to do that shit. I'm going to be a man, do what I need to do. Take care of myself, and when the time comes for me to have surgeries, I'm just going to deal with it. It is what it is. I've already been through anywhere from 15 to 30 surgeries. I've had 3 open heart surgeries. Fuck it. Let's do it. So they will have to eventually. It's not an if, it's a when. My mother says it's an if. It's really a when. It's a matter of time, honestly. When you're at stage 4 liver cirrhosis, there's no way. Your liver is one of the few organs that can regenerate itself. The other one is your eyeballs. But when it's this scarred up and this messed up, there's nothing really they can do. They just have to monitor it and make sure you're not doing anything stupid to yourself. So it's just a matter of time before I have to have a double transplant. We don't know the time frame. We don't know when the hell it's going to happen. We don't know nothing. It could happen a couple years. It could happen when I'm 35. It could happen when I'm 50. We don't know. There's no time frame. There's nothing. But as long as we're monitoring, careful about it, everything like that, we should be okay. When the time comes for me to have the surgery, is what it is. Time to do it. It'll be my 4th open heart surgery. So the chances of survival on that are very much dependent upon me taking care of myself, me not doing anything stupid, and eating healthy and making sure I'm very physically fit. For those of you that do have CHD, the more physically fit you are, the better your chances of recovery, and if it's a really major surgery like a double transplant, survival. So you have to be in really good shape. So take care of yourself, basically. Am I scared about it? Meh. I've been through so many surgeries. Fuck it. Let's just do it. So what is this channel about? This channel is to help people that are struggling with congenital heart defects, either as a child or as an adult. I've been through it all. Any questions you have, any worries, fears, anxiety, I'm scared, I don't know what to do, talk to me. I can help you. I know what it is. I know your pain. I know your loneliness. I know what it feels like. I know how it feels scary. Believe me, been there, done that. Just talk to me. That's what I want to help you with. I want to help you with training methods that are honestly tailored more for people who have congenital heart defects. I want to help you with eating habits, everything. And I post YouTube videos of other stuff because I want you to branch out and have hobbies. You shouldn't be sitting there just festering about all your issues and all your problems. Everybody's got problems. Everybody does. You got to overcome them. You got to fight. You got to be a fighter. If you have congenital heart defects, do what you can to try and improve the health of your heart. So, low intense cardio, walking. Well, I want you to walk like miles if you can. Work your way up to it, depending upon your level of fitness and depending upon the conditions that you have. But that's what this channel is about. I want to help you. I don't care about money. I don't give a shit about any of that. I got a job. I don't care about that. I just want to help you. I know what it is to be alone and afraid and feeling like the world's going to end and your life's going to be taken from you. Feeling like God's not fair, nothing's fair, feeling like you got to fight against everything. It's going to make you tougher. And in this world, you got to be tough. There is no, and yes, I do have the scars. I got all the scars. I got that scar right there from the open heart. I got that one right there. Got infected when I was a baby. I got one under here from where they put veins or the hell are they called? IVs and shit. This is where they opened me up 3 times. The 3 open heart surgeries that I had. The first one was a Glenn. The second one was a BT shunt, and then the third one was a Fontan procedure. I used to have a picture of what the hell my heart looked like. It was literally half a heart. I actually had to draw it in order to figure it out because they didn't have one. So if you have any sort of heart conditions, believe me, you don't want what I'm dealing with. Believe me, just count yourself blessed, okay? But you got to fight. You got to try, and you got to do it. And that's what I'm here to help you with. I'm going to stay here as long as I can. When God takes me, he takes me. It's the end of the story. I'm not afraid. I mean, we all get scared, obviously. I'm not afraid of death. So, that's what this channel's about. Honestly, just more of like, just a video capture of snippets of my life that could maybe help you who are struggling with this. Don't know what to do. We have to take a bunch of medications and you fucking hate it. Believe me, I hate taking meds. Hate it. I could never be a drug addict because I hate taking meds. I hate taking needles. I hate all that crap. I gotta do blood draws all the damn time. I hate it. But I'm going to give nutritional advice for people who have CHD. If you're completely healthy, you don't have any of those issues, or you know people that do have those issues, you have a kid, an uncle, a mom, dad, whatever, help them out. Send them my video. Maybe it could inspire them to do something, fix something, get better, give them hope. I don't care what it is. Just want to help. I know it sounds stupid and altruistic, but nobody was really there for me. I mean, obviously my parents and my doctors and everything like that, but society at large doesn't care about you, not unless you're pretty or you don't have health issues. I'm not one of those people. I know what it is to suffer and to feel lonely, feel like nobody's going to love you. I'm going to help. I'm probably the oldest living specimen of somebody with this many conditions and this many defects. If you saw me walking, you wouldn't be able to tell that I had all these issues, but I do. So, I want to help you in any way that I can. You need prayer, you need whatever, I'll help you out. All right. See you in the next one, guys.